Hey y'all, I'm Danielle. Welcome back to the Surrendered CEO. I want to talk to y'all today about something that has been on my heart. I sent an email last week about how I mourned this business. And for those of y'all who may just be finding this video, or maybe you're not familiar, but I've been sending these emails out for a couple of months now. And I have archived them in this blog called Beyond Skincare. And it's on my website, naturallycreatedwholesale.com. If you want to go check it out and read the email. When I first started this business, I did not want to. And it was out of obedience to the Lord. And the Lord taught me so much through being obedient. He gave me much success, but it also came with a lot of sacrifice and me making a lot of mistakes and me losing the priorities in my life and just focusing on business. And so I learned a lot and I had a lot of losses. So I want to do a quick recap of what happened for me to get to this point of actually mourning this business. So let's rewind. 2022 is when I really decided I was going to do wholesale. I launched my website in 2021 just out of okay, Lord, I did something. But 2022 is when I really became obedient to what God was telling me to do. And it wasn't because I wanted to, it was because I was afraid if I didn't, things were going to get really bad. And so I was obedient. I put everything I had into wholesale. I put my retail company kind of on the back. I was still shipping product and stuff, but I was not doing anything for the company. If people placed orders, I would get their stuff out, but everything that it takes to run a business, I was not doing it because I was pouring everything into wholesale. And in 2022, the Lord blessed me with lots of new customers with wholesale, increase in income, lots of knowledge, lots of losses as well. But I learned so much about business and about myself. And it was a great year. It was a great year. But then 2023 came and it's like, okay, I've done so much and I've learned so much running this wholesale company. It's time for me to do some things with my retail business. And so 2023, I really spent running both businesses full time. And I got to the place to where I was extremely burned out and I knew something was going to have to change. And so then 2024 hits and it kind of flipped. It's like, okay, I was doing way more for my retail business. I stopped marketing for wholesale. I stopped running ads. I was just kind of fulfilling orders as they came. I was still blessed to get new customers and return customers, but it was kind of like a flip flop in 2023. That is when I started getting a vision for doing something outside of skincare. And in 2024, that's when all of that really came to pass. And I simply didn't have the time to pour into both companies full time. I also started homeschooling in 2024. So that was a big thing. And my life just started to really change. So during that time, I started mourning the wholesale business. And I was like, man, I don't know what to do. There was no vision. I was just like, I know I learned a lot. I lost a lot, but I learned so much and my faith grew so much. Being an entrepreneur, like it will get you together. You were like, listen, Lord, I do need you now. I know I need you now. I was trying to do it by myself, but now you got my attention. So 2024 was just a lot of really getting perspective. I mourned the business because I really didn't see a vision. And I really didn't have any desire to pour back into wholesale like I had in 2022 and 2023. It was almost like the desire was just kind of like gone. And so then we're in 2025 and I began to be nervous, even more nervous about the wholesale business because I see the sales going down, the new customers not returning as much, customers who were shopping a lot not placing repeat orders. Maybe they think I went out of business. Maybe their business is slow because the economy's down. I don't know. But I started to get really nervous. But I know that even though I feel that way, that doesn't mean turn the ass back on, do the marketing again, start going crazy, posting the skincare products. Like that is not in my heart. There's no desire there. There's nothing in me that I'm like, I think the Lord wants me to pick this back up. It's quite the opposite. It's Lord, what else am I supposed to be doing? And so that is when I revamped this YouTube channel, and now it's the Surrender CEO. That is when I started going live on Instagram again just to share information. That is when I really got serious about sending the weekly emails to try to encourage, to try to share some business advice, to just share whatever is in my heart to share for that week. And then from those emails, that's how I got to the Beyond Skincare Journal, just a digital space to where I can put information out there that could be helpful to somebody. I hope it is. And it'll be, um, available to anyone if you weren't on the email list at the time or you didn't get the email, whatever. So let's fast forward to a couple of weeks ago. So here it is, October, and I've been doing these things and just been praying. Like the Lord has really put it in my heart to share. And it's funny because that's literally what I've been doing 2024 and 2025 is I've been sharing and I've been teaching. Okay. Both things bring me a lot of joy. I'm not a salesperson. Yes, I'm a business owner, but I'm not some natural born salesperson. I just like to share and I like to help people. And so that's what I've been able to do in 2024 and 2025. And so I realized that, you just kind of are thinking and it just like light bulb, like, wow, I've been able to share and teach this during this time, and it has brought me so much joy. Like I'm telling you, I have so much peace in my business. I have so much clarity. Yes, I'm aware that business is a lot different than it was in 2022. It's very exciting when you're getting the cha-ching, 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 and you getting piles of packages to ship out. That's very exciting. But I was also had a lot of unrest and I was very confused. I was very confused. Now I have so much peace and clarity. Like it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And so uh, I was thinking about all this, about how I've been sharing the emails, I've been doing the YouTube, none of which is making skincare products, right? Nothing. During this time, which is just amazing to me because that's been a prayer that the Lord's going to increase my income through something other than me just being tied to make skincare products. Because in all transparency, like at this point in time, if my company was to blow up and go viral or something, it would be devastating. I don't want that. I'm praying that the Lord grow this business slow and steady and that he gives me help along the way. And so I'm doing these things, none of which is making skincare products and like all wrapped around skincare. Like it's beyond skincare, right? And he placed in my heart to just share, to continue to share. And what is in my heart to do is to create a space because I've been going live on Instagram and TikTok once a week. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes I just feel like, Lord, what am I doing? Like there's one or two people on here, nobody's asking anything. What am I doing? I don't know if y'all just like get these thoughts to where it's like, wow, that would be pretty cool. I don't know what that would look like. I don't know how Imma do that, but yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So during this time to where I'm going live and stuff like that, I'm feeling disappointed. All right. I'm feeling disappointed. I'm like, how can this be more effective? I want to share. I want to be helpful. Somehow people are emailing me, asking me if I offer like coaching services, if I offer one-on-ones, if I have a group program, if I have a course. I don't have any of it and I don't have a desire to do any of it. Like none. If you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been all over it, and I've even tried it before, and it was unsuccessful. And so I said, "Well, because the Lord's been very clear that I'm to serve and I'm not to charge." And so a thought came into my mind that What if you hosted a call with business owners and it would be a time to connect, ask questions? You can help people. Maybe they'll be able to help each other. Maybe friendships will be formed because that's how I made a lot of entrepreneurship friends is paying to be in these group mentorship programs. And times are hard right now. It's hard to get help and there's so many free resources out there. It's like, man, you can get a lot of this information for free if you just know what questions to ask. But anyways, the Lord placed that thought in my mind and I just been thinking about it. And so that's what I want to do is not to say I'm not going to continue to go live. I'm going to continue to send the emails and definitely continue to record these videos. But that's what I want to start doing is start hosting, you know, a monthly or every 2 weeks, have a call together and maybe 2 people will join, maybe 10 people. I don't know what the Lord's gonna do, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send an email out, I'm gonna post it on my socials, and the Facebook group that I've had is called the Beauty Boss Lounge, and it's essentially it all comes together, y'all, like, it all comes together, and we can want things to happen right now, but God's timing is perfect. And this group that I created a few years ago that it is dead. There's no engagement. There used to be engagement, but it's really just like a space. That's what I'm gonna use to post the link, and that is gonna be the space that people can connect in, which is what the intention of it was for people to encourage one another, share things, not be like a where can I find this vendor at? That's not what I wanted to create. And so that's never really been allowed in the group, but a space to where we can help each other in business and help encourage one another. And like I said, hopefully relationships are formed, connections are made, networking can happen. Lots of people have different strengths. And so if we can use those to help pour into one another, what a beautiful thing. So, anyways, I'm excited. So, wanted to share that with y'all, give y'all a little recap and just kind of where my mind is. And I'll just wrap it up by how I started this video was mourning this business. And over the last couple of months, I mourned my wholesale business, that chapter ending. I don't see a vision and some people may say this is small minded, but this is what's in my heart. I don't see a vision of me having some international wholesale company to where people are buying my skincare products to put on their shelves for private label and whatnot. That's not what I see. That's how I started, but that's not what I see. What God has shown me is a space to where I can bring people together to learn and to grow and to encourage and connect, and it will all be with him at the center. He is at the center of our life and our business. And so it's very important that the message that I want to share is at the end of the day, like God has given us our gifts and he's given us vision and we want to honor him. We don't want to take it and just run with it ourselves. Like we want to honor him. A lot of people would be like, "Oh my gosh, that's so stupid." Like you could be making 6 figures a year selling your skincare products. Why aren't you doing that? That's not what God put in my heart. And I've learned to follow him over following my own desires because following the money, it can lead to a lot of hardship. You got all the money, but you got a lot of hardship. And I'm telling you, since I have really surrendered to the Lord, like I have peace, I have clarity, things that I never had in my business. I was always confused. I never knew what to do. And now it's like, Lord, what do you want me to do? And that's what I'm gonna do. And my goal now is to just do it faster because I really struggle with being delayed. I will be obedient eventually, but it's okay, Lord, you told me to go, I'm going, and not trying to talk my way out of it. We can often treat God like he's like a part-time employee. I just want to go to God when I really can't figure this out myself. It's like, no, you should be going to God for everything. everything. But yeah, I hope this video encourages someone. I look forward to sharing more information about this meeting and when it's going to be. I'm hoping to do it this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays are a good night for me. And I'm hopeful that doing it in the evening will be better for people instead of doing it in the daytime. But I'm excited. I'm really excited again. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's just what's in my heart to do. And so that's all we can do is just do one thing at a time and trust God with the rest. So love y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.